Did you know how much easier it is to transfer into a University of California? 70 to 80%.
That's pretty high. They think we already got the highest GPA, highest SAT. Why my admission results is not so good compared to local?
You're basically competing against other students from that same zip code.
大家好，欢迎来到首期与财富对话，我是 Tiffany。我们非常荣幸也非常开心可以请到加州州议员 Muratsuchi 作为我们的第一位嘉宾。So, Assemblyman, we are so excited you are here. Okay?
Thank you.
You are the first guest.
I'm honored.
For my Dialogue with CEO series. Okay. I really want to ask you a very practical question.
Okay.
You know, so many Chinese parents, when it comes to the college application, actually they are have a lot of question about which one is more important, the major or the school ranking.
Okay.
What do you think?
All right. Well, first of all, thank you, Tiffany, for letting me be your first guest on your question is which is more important, the major or school ranking? I know that that's a question that a lot of students, a lot of parents, a lot of families ask. I think the bottom line, it depends on what's most important for the student and the family. Obviously there's some majors, like if you want to be going to high tech or you want to go into a science or mathematics, that it's probably more important that you major. You focus on majoring in computer science or majoring in engineering. But I know that a lot of times, especially at our University of California or at our prestigious private colleges and universities, that those are some of the most difficult majors to get into. I also want to give my favorite piece of advice, which is community colleges. We have a lot of people don't know this, but we have a official policy at our University of California to accept about 1/3 of students to transfer from community colleges. And did you know how much easier it is to transfer into University of California compared to applying straight out of high school?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah,
I heard that.
So
a lot of people are taking advantage of it.
Exactly. Yeah. So. For example, I think last year at UCLA, the freshman admission rate was around 8 or 9%. For students that applied straight out of high school. We're in Redondo Beach. We're close to El Camino Community College, which is where I teach at. If you're in the honors program at the El Camino Community College, the transfer rate to UCLA is about 70 to 80%.
70 to 80%.
Yeah.
That's pretty high.
Exactly. Yeah. So, that's one of my favorite pieces of advice to people. I think a lot of people, especially in immigrant communities, they're just focused on the famous schools, and so they may not be thinking about going to community college first. But, one, it's the admission rate to transfer from a community college to a University of California is so much higher, and two, it's so much cheaper to take care of your first 2 years of college credits at a community college and then to transfer.
Oh, that's really good advice.
Yeah.
You know how hard the Chinese parents working for the GPAs, SAT, all those those after schools. Okay. So when their kids after the application for college, they think we already got the highest GPA, highest SAT. Why my admission results is not so good compared to local? Of course, everybody will support educational equity, right? But is there any admission process Asian parents or Chinese parents don't understand, or they overlooking? What do you think?
Yeah. Well, first of all of your viewers, your listeners should know that there was a United States Supreme Court case a few years ago that clearly ruled that race-based college admissions is illegal. It's against the United States Constitution. Number two, so there is a big difference between private versus public universities in terms of what they can and cannot do. But for example, the University of California, it's a public university. Their mission is to serve, all students, and they really work hard to serve all communities. The tremendous diversity that we have in the state of California, not only racially but ethnically, but also income levels, zip codes, where you live. So the University of California has an official policy of admitting the top students from every zip code. Okay. So instead of focusing on race, what the University of California does is that they take the top students from different zip codes to try to achieve that kind of diversity that the state of California represents. By making sure that they're admitting the top students from different areas of the state. So, for example, what that means is, let's say if you live in San Marino, you're basically competing against other students applying to, say, UC Berkeley or UCLA from that same zip code, the San Marino zip code. You're not competing against the students that may be applying from, say, Fresno or from Sacramento or from, Shasta, and so that's how the University of California tries to achieve that diversity.
We have so many Chinese parents, on one hand, worrying about the kids falling behind academically, but on the other hand, they're anxious about whether they can afford the rising cost of education. So in a high-cost state like California, many parents right now are trapped between, it's called education anxiety and financial anxiety. So from a public school perspective, what do you think? Do they will have a future mechanism can help these anxiety parents? So number one, there are a lot of different ways to measure your return on your investment. In terms of education. There's how much more money are you going to make with the degree that you get from a school or college or university. It's not just about money. Yes, you're right.
If someone becomes a literary expert or becomes a great scientist or becomes a great teacher, there's so many different ways to measure success.
Yes.
There are what are called social mobility indexes or indices that measure, like, just focus on the financial return. Actually, the California State Universities are among the highest ranking in terms of the social mobility index, in terms of comparing the cost of the college and comparing it to how much your earning potential increases. Some of the best value, if you're just looking at the financial return of, comparing the cost of the college education to your increased earning capacity or your earning potential, are often schools that you may or may not consider to be the biggest name brand schools.
Social mobility index. Okay, we should look at this index, everybody. Before investment, right?
Well, but again, it's not just about the money.
Of course, of course. So I think when we are worrying too much things, parents should also growing, right, by learning more stuff, because a lot of new immigration parents, they don't understand United States education system, and also life have different angles. You don't have to really focus on financial AI technology. Life have so many angles, right? I think you should focus on the kids what they really interest. would they really like?
What's going to make them happy?
Yeah,
What's
that's
gonna make
most
them the
important, right?
happiest? Yeah.
Anybody, if they like somebody, they will contribute a lot to the society, and this is maybe the best return.
That's right.
Compared to financial returns.
Our society is not going to be better, if everyone, works on Wall Street.
Yeah, you are right. I totally agree.
We need good teachers. We need good engineers. We need good scientists.
Yes, yes. Okay, now we come to the everybody asks a question.
Okay.
Public school, private school,
okay.
right? Private school, now you have to spend 40,000, 50,000, maybe college education, even higher.
I think higher now.
And some Chinese family actually stretching a lot of their costs. They spend so much money, but can this investment, lead a better opportunity outcome in the future? Yeah, or you think our California public school already good enough?
Number one, I like to emphasize that we are very lucky. One of the best things that we have going for our kids and our families in the state of California is the large number of great public universities and community colleges. Beyond that, public versus private. I mean, there are good public universities. There are less, quality public universities. There are excellent private universities, and there are, low quality private universities. So, it really, you have to do your homework in terms of, number one, what is most important to you? It goes back to that early conversation about, is there a particular major that you want to focus on?
Okay.
But in terms of a name brand, if your goal is to try to go to that Gucci university, is to get that Gucci brand, it's it really depends. I think the best advice for any student and parent is to do their homework, and because there's so many opportunities, so many different kinds of schools, and try to find that right
choices.
fit. That
so
works for you.
Thank you so much, Shell. So many valuable information to us. But as an educator and both legislator, so can you give us a very good advice or suggestion? For their investment education?
Focus on the overall social, emotional, and academic development of the child. Your child needs all the support and the love to grow and nurture the child, and so don't just focus on grades. Don't just focus on getting into some name brand school, but really focus on how are they developing as human beings.
So invest time.
Time
is most important, right?
Love, invest attention.
And time, attention. Be friends, right? Know what they want.
Be there for them. I mean, kids now are dealing with a lot. I mean,
it's so hard.
But the numbers are actually very concerning. There's been a dramatic increase in youth mental health needs, and I think a lot of people in the Asian communities, they have a hard time talking about things like mental health. We need to become, we need to recognize that mental health is just like physical health. If you push yourself too hard, emotionally, we need to respect that people need some time out to take care of themselves, just like they would take care of themselves physically. We need to take care of ourselves mentally, emotionally.